It's not like it happened randomly on the street. It was during a fan meeting, just move on, sigh. Like, oh, you give room for her to kiss you. Next day, she's in front of your door.
One line of Chinese, Mandarin, and one line of...
Yes.
And
Are you making fun of it?
No,
To the
my Chinese girlfriend
homeland?
said his accent is pretty good.
Okay.
Yeah, so
Your
there you go.
Chinese
It's
girlfriend.
Chinese verified. Ubermensch.
Welcome to your favorite K-pop show,
DK
DK
News. Danny,
David,
lots of
hot ass tea. First we have first-gen idols saying K-pop sucks nowadays. Actually, no.
These boomers.
K-pop groups sound the same.
Oh.
Pretty much the same.
Yeah, that sounds pretty much the same.
Okay.
And second, we have G.O.D, the king of K-pop, returning with his first solo album in 11 years.
Yes.
Amazing.
Try to pronounce the album.
Ubermensch.
Oh.
I researched, yeah.
Okay. And last but not least, we have BTS's Jin to be summoned as a victim of sexual harassment
Oh no.
to the police station. What will be his choice?
He has a choice.
Yes,
I
I'll
did
give you
not
the
know.
context later. So on to the first news. So first gen K-pop idols, let's be respectful, they paved K-pop. Oh. Anyways, they said in a YouTube video that modern groups sound too similar.
Oh boy.
Yeah. So in an episode of Jay and Friends from Kim Jae-jung's channel, first generation K-pop idols such as Hon Ho-young and Park Jun-hyung from G.O.D, along with Kim Jae-jung from XTVXQ and JYJ, right, discussed the differences between past and present idol groups. So Hon Ho-young pointed out that it's difficult to distinguish members' voices in modern idol songs.
I mean, as you get older, your hearing kind of, deteriorates.
Oh, okay, you're leaning towards that, bro. He said, the hardest part for me is figuring out who is singing which part.
Sounds like my mom.
Sounds like you in the old days.
No, I never said that.
Okay, he went on saying, when you hear a track, it's hard to distinguish who's who.
Oh my god.
I can't match the member to the voice. He went on saying, well, in the past, you'd hear a song and right away you'd know which member is singing. But the voices these days are just too similar. And Kim Jae-jung kind of agreed by saying, oh yeah, it's very tricky nowadays. But like Park Jun-hyung and Son Young, they're like OGs.
Yeah.
They're the founding fathers of K-pop, so
yeah.
they can say whatever they want. But Park Jun-hyung also added on to that, saying, while individual voices might be blending in, groups from SM Entertainment still have a very distinct sound.
Shots fired at Hype?
Maybe,
Is that it?
maybe so. Korean netizens revisited the discussion, sharing mixed opinions. They weren't like canceled or anything. They got every right to say that,
Yeah,
right?
they
Like,
can say whatever
yeah,
they
they're
want.
like OG, right?
Yeah.
So there was a little bit of mild discussion in the comments, saying that some agreed. Actually, a lot of people agreed that newer idols lack vocal individuality and attributing it to the trends like auto-tuning and mumbling and all that. Others argued that familiarity plays a role. If you don't follow a group closely, it's harder to tell the members apart. So they were basically saying, can you even name the members?
Yeah, do you even know any members?
In order for you to distinguish the members, like you gotta
true.
know the
That's
members
true,
first.
that's
And also some others pointed out that first gen idols had higher public recognition, being on TV and all that, making it easier to identify them. And a few noted that SM groups still do have a signature style, making them more distinguishable, agreeing to Park Jun-hyung's comment. So the debate continues in the comments in K-pop communities, with some believing it's a production issue, while others see it as a shift in the industry's overall approach to idol branding. So what are your thoughts about their comments? Time to get
I
canceled.
mean, to be honest,
Now I'm just riding it. Wow,
to be honest, I do think as I get older, as people get older,
Yeah.
no, I'm not saying the music itself is necessarily that different from the past, but it's just that I'm different.
Okay.
I'm just old. And they're even older. I think it's just that as you get older, you kind of lose a lot of the interest to go deeper into something that's new for you, right? Like you're like, oh, they all sound the same.
Oh.
I'm not saying that though. I'm not saying that, but
I'll put this as an intro.
a lot of the recent K-pop music, especially for female groups, because I don't listen to guys.
Wow.
I think we're trending now towards more easy listening, and I
New
think
Jeans kinda started.
New Jeans kind of started, and I think we're going in the direction of like just nothing really sticks out. It's just like one big song. There you go. Listen to it. It might be just that I'm getting old.
Yeah.
To be honest, I think I'm getting old.
Yeah, me too. I have to admit. But I think they have valid points. You know, I'm not giving them like 100 points. Nowadays, maybe the trend might be shifting what the K-pop companies are focusing on. In the old days, it was like max 5 members. Statistically, just numerically, 5 peoples is like a human brain's capacity, and you can distinguish from Big Bang. You can know Daesung, G-Dragon, T.O.P, and Taeyang, right? So
What's the other?
Stop. G.O.D. As G.O.D, they were a very vocal-based group too, like except Park Jun-young. So of course they're the ones who were saying that and owning it. Also TVXQ, they were super like Shia, Jun Soo, Jae-jung, and everybody. You know, all their voices were very distinguishable. But nowadays it's like 12 people.
And you get like 10
13.
seconds of each member.
Yeah,
so
I honestly
like,
don't think it's like the matter of like memorizing the members themselves. Like even BTS, like I'm super hard fan, so like I can distinguish every one of them. But let's go to like 17. Like that's when it gets hard. Like I love 17 songs.
Do you really want to go there?
No. But like, okay, let's go to the 4th gen. Like if you go to like N-0 base 1, Boy Meets Evil, Boy Meets Door, Door Meets Evil.
Boy Next Door.
Boy Next Door, right? Like if you
Boy
go,
Meets Evil.
it's like more visual performance based. I think they have a point.
I think it's just that we're getting old, to be honest.
No, I do think the industry had a shift.
Okay,
And
maybe.
It's funny that you mentioned Hybe because there were actually a lot of comments related to Hybe.
Yeah.
Saying like, oh, this is because of Hybe because they're like pumping out like factory.
Funny that you mentioned Boys Next Door.
Yeah.
Because like I actually edited like about like 10, 15 episodes of like one of their variety shows for like 3 months. Still after those 3 months, I couldn't tell the members apart.
I think that's a you problem.
Yeah, so maybe like I just
Have
like
dementia.
already?
You edited for 3 months
okay,
and you were
actually,
literally looking
I
at
should get myself checked. I think I might. This is early signs of dementia.
Yeah,
or something.
like play some poker.
So are
or
you
whatever.
saying they have dementia? the first gen K-pop idols? It definitely is. Like if the bigger the group, like it's harder to
Yeah,
distinguish.
and there is a lot of auto-tune and mumbling and all that. So the mumble rap.
Mumble rap's past though.
But there's still some people are still doing it. Speaking of mumble rap, new what?
Yeah, are you saying GD is mumble rap?
He does a lot of mumble
Actually,
rap. It's his like signature style.
Actually, it's very difficult to understand.
Yeah, and that's not a bad thing because that's his iconic
color,
style.
Yeah, that's his
So
style.
that's the next news.
Yeah, the king is back. GD is back to K-pop as he returns in his first solo album in 11 years. That's amazing. Woo. So on February 25th, GD's third solo studio album dropped, titled Übermensch. The title is a German word derived from the philosophy of Friedrich Nietzsche. It means superior man or superman, an individual who transcends their own limitations.
Oh, that's himself.
Apparently so.
But why do you say Übermensch?
It's German. You gotta put a little kick into it.
German people speak like that? Übermensch?
Übermensch. Yeah. I actually listened
Sounds
to
more like
how to pronounce Übermensch video.
I'm pretty
Übermensch.
sure they didn't say like, Übermensch.
No, they do say Übermensch. Übermensch features a variety of different musical styles from, you know, the pop funk track Too Bad featuring Anderson .Paak and also Karina in the music video, which so mixed opinions in Korea. You have mixed opinions too? No? And then they have like the emotional piano ballad, you know, drama. It's kind of reminds me
there's
of
like Chinese
Untitled.
and Japanese.
Yeah. Are you trying to mock?
No, I'm just too bad. I'm bad at singing. That was literally trying the best to imitate.
Okay. His album instantly topped the charts with the title track 2 Back going #1 on Melon Top 100, along with his other tracks getting in the ranks. G.D has also now been active on television. You watched this show, Good Day?
I haven't yet. I need to.
It's pretty fun. It started airing on February 16th. It revolves around G.D finding and meeting people to make his hit project track. So it's kind of like the old, Infinite Challenge days, where they get like. Actually, G.D was the guest on that show to make a track with Hyungdon. So it's kind of a similar vibe.
The producer is the same person, right? It's Kim Till.
Yes, it's the same guy.
Infinite Challenge. Yeah.
Someone like with the caliber of G-Dragon, there will be doubters, and some people were actually questioning like, is he still relevant?
Who are these people? Are they in a cave?
Yeah, apparently so. But actually, his TV show got pretty low ratings.
Oh, really? Uh-oh.
And
it's on Disney Plus, no?
I watched it illegally. But like his show Good Day is getting relatively low ratings. Actually, his music videos have gotten relatively, like comparatively low numbers in views compared to like what we're used to now in K-pop, right? Like people.
Oh yeah, nowadays.
Nowadays, like 20 million is nothing, 50 million is nothing.
Yeah. We're all living in Blackpink BTS standards.
Yes.
17.
There's been like a hyperinflation. Expectations are high. He's getting. Like 5 million, 10 million views.
That's still a lot. Like he's single.
Right.
He's a solo. Those are like 5-7 members that have like a huge fandom. Yeah, anyways.
However, his selling power in terms of tickets and concerts have not been changed. He kicks off his Ubermensch World Tour on March 29th. There's 60,000 seats. All sold out within literally seconds.
Wow.
And now his secondhand tickets are being sold for, do you know how much? Guess.
How much is the original price?
Like 200 range.
Then I will think three times, like 600.
Yesterday night I checked, average $2,000.
What? That's like 10x. I've heard some of my friends saying like, it's now or never.
It definitely is like a huge event. What do you think about the album? And what do you think about like some of the mixed reactions that it's been getting?
I think we can ignore all the mixed reactions.
Critically,
like, they can go to hell. They don't know anything about music.
Okay. So the album, what's your favorite track?
I want to appreciate the album for its like
diversity?
its craftsmanship and diversity, because like we can definitely see the spectrum of the album itself. The first two tracks, Power and Home Sweet Home, they're definitely like banger type.
Classic Big Bang.
Yeah. So I can see why he pre-released them. He wanted to get the hype up, which he succeeded into. So we got those. I was satisfied, and then I was looking more towards his artistic side, where he showed with like the little ballady songs, little more feminine songs, drama, Ona Mana, which was very like postmodern, music. That was interesting. I'm a basic dude, so like.
But you're a VIP.
I still like I'm a VIP, and I'm not calling VIPs basic, but then VIPs have a nostalgia towards Big Bang songs. Yeah, and Big Bang songs are mostly very like
mainstream.
Mainstream, yeah, exactly. For me, the first one is definitely Take Me. It takes me back. Take Me, I Belong to You, and then I don't honestly know about the Anderson .Paak collab one.
Really? I really like that.
It was good. It was good. That's why I respect the spectrum, because we see that he's adapting to like this pop-ish era as well. Like
the modern funk pop.
Yeah, it sounds kind of like Bruno Mars-ish. Everyone's doing like pop music nowadays. And now he's adapting to that too. It's been out for like 11 years, so mad respect for that. But anyways, next song after next song, it was like a full box of chocolates.
My favorite track has one line Chinese, Mandarin, and one line of Japanese.
Yes.
And
are you making fun of it?
No, this is also my best effort. My Chinese girlfriend
Homeland.
said his accent is actually pretty good.
Oh.
Yeah. So there you go.
Chinese
It's Chinese verified. I wasn't looking at the lyrics when I was listening to it, so I was like, "What is this? What's going on? What language is he speaking? Why is he speaking Chinese? Is this AI? Yeah, I really like that track. Like I said, it's kind of reminiscent of Untitled 2014, and also like the music video. Have you seen the music video with the white room and like the toy? Yeah, very good. My least favorite actually is Bonamana.
Very experimental.
Very experimental. I might be too dumb, but I don't get it.
But like you gotta know, a lot of people, they don't know. Like GD's album has always been very hardcore. You look at Coup d'etat, and if you look at his old stuff, there are one or two songs that they probably only know, like Bitakage, Heartbreaker. Those are like his mainstream stuff, right? But if you actually look into his albums, he always had this kind of artistic vibes and all that. So
what do you think about that Karina dance? Because I saw a lot of people commenting like, why are they like social distancing?
They weren't social distancing. I don't know about the social distancing or whatever. My one complaint is that Karina didn't have enough screen time. I wanted more screen time. I wanted more interaction.
King is back.
Yes. On to the next news. BTS Jin is to be summoned as victim of sexual harassment. His choice is now on the spotlight. A Japanese woman in her 50s has been indicted for forcibly kissing BTS member Jin, a cheek kiss.
But kind of like,
yeah.
Come here, you.
Forcibly during a fan event in June 2024. The Seoul Songpa police station has requested her appearance for questioning, but she has yet to respond. Jin, fresh from his military discharge, hugged around 1,000 fans. That was actually a monumental event.
Right,
like I've never seen anybody do that. Like
Talk about
dude.
fan service.
Yes. The female fan suddenly kissed his cheek, causing discomfort. He was like,
cringing,
right? Which led to sexual harassment allegations. And the case was reported via the Korean public petition system the next day, prompting a police investigation. And the police has the obligation to actually investigate on it. And online discussions pointed to a Japanese blog where a woman allegedly described the experience, saying his skin was very soft. So the internet sleuths dug up her information, and the police sought her identity from the blog platform but received no response. By July, they requested Interpol's assistance.
What?
For real, yeah, it's a serious case, right? So it led to the suspect's identification after 7 months. So they dug her up. And authorities are now waiting for the suspect's response regarding police summons in Korea. So she's Japanese, so she probably has to fly in because she got summoned by the Interpol and all that, right? And also the police are anticipating Jin's official victim statement. He has to be present for investigation or comment because like he's the victim. So like without a victim statement, it doesn't stand, right?
Right.
Ironically, the first news article in Korea that reported about this exclusively, the most upvoted comments were saying, "Just let it go, sigh. Why so serious? This should be considered a minor happening. Why make such a big fuss out of it?" And it's not like it happened randomly on the street. It was during a fan meeting. Just move on, sigh.
Interesting.
Oopsie there, right? But then, of course, there were replies on those comments, trying to challenge those ones, and they were saying, would you be saying the same thing if the genders were reversed?
That's true, yeah.
Imagine a Blackpink member getting a surprise kiss from a 50-year-old man. Yeah.
Not a pretty sight.
Yeah. But then others kept on fighting. For real, a police investigation just based on a public petition and even involving Interpol because the suspect is a foreigner? Is this really worth such an extensive investigation? Jin himself didn't even request it. Would they have investigated this thoroughly if it had happened to an ordinary person instead of a famous celebrity? I'm not trying to empower that last comment, but I think the point we can get from that one is that Jin did not file himself. So the question is, what is Jin's response going to be to this? He's been summoned officially, so if he just says, oh, it's not a big deal, and just like...
I highly doubt he'll press charges. I see like 0%. I feel like he'll just go there and say, oh yeah, like
it's good.
It's good. Like, I do think he might have been uncomfortable, obviously.
Of course.
Yeah, of course.
You can plainly see.
But I don't think like he would, go so far as to like try to convict that other person of sexual harassment, because I'm not trying to brush it off, but like for him having that press follow him around. And obviously then there will be people saying like, that's going overboard. The more people talk about this, it's just negative press, I feel. He's justified to do whatever he wants.
Yeah.
I feel like he wouldn't want that kind of negative press. Like he just want to move on, probably. I don't know. Maybe he was traumatized. Maybe this is just patriarchy. You know, maybe there's internalized thought process.
In my opinion, there is at least a 20% chance, I don't know,
Really?
20% chance that he will press charges because nowadays the tides are changing. Like the environment is changing and you see IU like mass sue all these hate commenters and she's getting applaud for that. The culture is changing nowadays and people are like zero tolerance rule. Once you set a precedent like that, say this is okay. I'm not trying to pressure him, okay? But like there are people saying these kind of people, they need to be set an example of and we need to show that this is not okay. Like the table's all set. At least give her like a warning. It should not be brushed off. I don't think anybody's actually gonna hate on him if he does it. It's totally justified. It was a traumatic experience. Like you could see in his face. It's just his choice whether or not to like be benevolent, understanding. But yeah, remember that dude, like Nayeon, she got stalked from this weird ass
German guy.
German guy and all
Yeah.
that. Like we need to set an example, lock these people up in jail. These delulus got to like, we gotta shoot it in their minds, saying like, you don't f with our idols. You touch them and I'll do all that.
But he's taken no action so far.
Yeah.
The only reason why we're even talking about what will he do is because he was summoned. So I'm thinking like, you know, he has no intention.
Right. Maybe Hybe, just as a like a very dry, representative kind of tone and manner, they would be like, we do not tolerate on this kind of behavior. And I personally think she should get punished for that. And we need to set an example.
Reminds me of Baby Reindeer.
That is exactly more of the reason why send a message.
Teach a lesson.
Yeah, because men are getting oppressed in this society. We need our rights too. No, we're
Going
getting
Andrew Tate now?
microaggressed.
Microaggressions.
Microaggressed. See, like how they brush it all off
Okay,
because
okay.
we're a man.
I gotta say this though. I think it's a little bit different depending on who the person is. Like a man that kissed, you know, a female idol. It would be like instant jail time.
Yeah, the standards should be the same.
I think it's a little bit different because are you threatened
The
by
patriarchy is strong.
Exactly.
In his head. I'm uncomfortable.
a 50-year-old ajumma? Do you feel threatened?
Not physically, but I feel traumatized. And who
So-
knows, like it could swirl into like, oh, you give room for her to kiss you. Next day she's up in front of your door. You know JYJ and TVXQ, right?
Crazy sasaengs.
Yeah, J-Hope's not even opening up his house right now.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true. You know what? I think you should sue this
Yes.
bitch.
I
Send
won.
her to jail.
Yeah, I won.
Send her to jail.
I don't
She's a menace to society. Lock her up.
No, I doubt Jin wants that either, and I think he's like a big man, but at the same time, like technically speaking, if this were like a philosophy class, like what is justice kind of class with Michael Sandel, by the book, and she needs some kind of a lesson. Just to assume, I think she was just overly excited and then she couldn't like control. Well, that's like the same for sexual offenders.
She
She
can't control herself.
Yeah, exactly. If that was a guy.
No, I hope I don't get sued by this Japanese woman. It's like,
Say sumimasen. Oh, actually, like speaking of Japanese though, I don't want to drag this on too long, but this might become a geopolitical issue. There are a lot of people who hate Korea in itself and BTS as the representative in Japan, and if Jin actually sues and this gets into the Japanese media, oh wow. Imagine the right-wing activists in Japan all going bazooka.
I don't think it would evolve into something political.
Oh, they nitpick every single.
No, but if that woman was Chinese, now we got a fucking internet war there. Like, see?
Probabilities are very low because of all of these reasons, but I personally think, I'm not pressuring, again, she should face some kind of, you know, there should be at least a verbal warning or whatever. Just to put it out there and say that these are the boundaries for fans, you shouldn't cross those lines.
How about like, just let Jin slap her really hard in the face?
No, God! No, God, please, no! No!
Okay, so this was DK News. Thanks for watching again. And before we end today, I just want to give a little bit of a shout out to Piroso over here. I've been wearing this hoodie for 3 times consecutively. If you haven't noticed, so please give it some love over here. Check out the link in the description box below with a lot of Korean authentic products.
We'll see you guys next time.
We'll see you guys next time.
Bye.
Bye.